we had to wait 2 minutes to have everyone on board and that everyone could come into the meeting. So good morning, everyone, and thank you for your numerous attendance. Thank you also for the patience you had during the last weeks, even months, and we are grateful, showing us that you still want to fight for getting your rights back regarding our social media platform, VITAE. Thanks also to Lars Erik Jan Theo and Anne-Louise for leading the whole team of VITAE members through this lawsuit. A difficult and long process, but now again, we can give you some more explanations about the lawsuit. And therefore, I leave the word to Eric. Eric, it's up to you.
Hello, good afternoon for the people from India. And I saw also a name from Bangladesh. Maybe there are some other people there. Anyway, you are all very warm welcome to all of you. I thank you because you are here with us. But in fact, I shouldn't thank you because we should thank each other that we are still here. We are one big community and we are VITAE.org, which is the organization that was set up immediately after the taking offline of the VITAE platform. This organization, this membership organization is in fact our membership organization. We are all in the same boat. Yes, we are 6 people in Belgium and Lars in Germany to take care of the website, which is the official channel from our lawyer. But we are VITAE.org, that's each of us, okay? So let's start, because you are here, because we want to give some explanation after the sad decision by the Court of Appeal in Antwerp. As you all know, our appeal has been rejected. But to be true, it was not a surprise. If they had opened the platform, that would have been the big surprise. And why do I say that? Well, I will explain it now. The fact is that after almost 3 years of investigation, because you must know that the investigation has started at the end of 2019. So that means already 3 years. With heavy exceptional means like GPS tracking from cars from the management, eavesdropping devices. There was even an undercover agent in the management of VITAE. And the remarkable thing is that this undercover agent entered the management at the beginning of 2020, and he resigned just a week before the judiciary closed the platform, which is of course very remarkable. But although they used this very exceptional heavy means to do their investigation, why didn't they provide the day when they closed the platform, why the Belgian judiciary at that time, because they were already investigating 1.5 years, why at that time didn't they give evidence, the proofs of what they were saying? They were saying that VITAE was a big scam, that VITAE was a Ponzi scheme, that VITAE was a pyramid system, but there were no proofs, nothing at all. And the very strange thing is that the proofs are very easy to find. because everything that what happened on the VITAE platform was registered in the source code. That's how digital platforms functions. So it was very simple to check the source code. But how, again, the remarkable thing is that they closed the platform on the 22nd of June 2021, but the judiciary took the source code 8 months later, meaning in February 2023. No, 22, sorry. They closed at 21. So it took them 8 months to go to the source to know what really happened with VITAE. And they did that only after that the lawyers from VITAE AG obliged them with a judgment to analyze the source code. So it's really strange, yeah? You should think the first thing they would like to do is to analyze the source code. No, it took 8 months. Until today, we still don't know what are the results. Even Mendy and Schrage, the founders of VITAE, who were arrested on the 22nd of June 2021, but released a few weeks after that, they had to beg through their lawyers for a new hearing. They had to say, hello, guys, you pretend that we are a criminal organization, but you don't hear us. We want to talk. So it's unbelievable what's going on. So, of course, meanwhile, there are thousands of pages of technical, legal texts that are produced about this case. And some of them, we put them on the website, because the website, as you know, is the official channel. Each word on the website is a fact, because each word has been checked by the lawyer and by his law firm. So we cannot put in what we want. These are only facts. And more than that, this website, the prosecutor and the investigating judge are reading our website too. So you can imagine if we put something wrong on our website, they would not hesitate to close it. That's obvious. But still, we don't know what was the real motivation to close VITAE. We don't know, because we are members. We are not a civil party in this investigation. And as you know, such an investigation in Belgium is secret. So they cannot give information as long as the investigation is going on, which is already 3 years, as I said. So we didn't get any proof when they closed the platform on the 22nd of June 2021. Until now, we don't know what's going on. So we have to guess. More than that, the suspects, the founders, the management of VITAE AG are still not referred to a criminal court. And as long as this didn't happen, there is the principle of secrecy of the investigation, which means that the lawyers of VITAE AG cannot give comments publicly about the case. That's why when many people ask a perfect logic question, why does the management of VITAE doesn't give a communication? Well, this is the reason. they are not allowed as long as the investigation is pending. Only when they will be referred, if they are referred, we don't know, to the criminal court, then official communications could be allowed. So what do we know? Officially very few, for the reason that I said, but we have got some very interesting information by whistleblowers in the Department of Justice who are really outraged by the way this case is officially being handled. But you should understand that we cannot say more about this in details. What we do know is the following. This whole case started with an investigation by a police officer. A police officer started a file, and when a police officer starts a file for an investigation about the so-called criminal organization, well, then the train is running, okay? You cannot stop it anymore, because then a prosecutor takes the case and he appoints an investigating judge. This is how it works. And this is perfectly normal and perfectly legal. But when we, after that, hear that this police officer that started the investigation about VITAE, in fact, he was in contact with his brother who owns a law firm. And it's obvious there was there a conflict of interest. That's the least that we can say. Because that guy, that police officer, thought, oh my God, here is a real criminal organization, Ponzi, pyramid scheme, etc. And my brother's law firm, already the week after the closing of the platform, put on their website, they invited the victims of VITAE to come to their law firm. By paying 200 euros, this law firm would defend the 200,000 victims. So it's obvious that there is a conflict of interest where the whole case started. And of course, the lawyers of VITAE AG brought a claim to the judge to say, but here is obviously, this all started because of a conflict of interest. And what happened? We know it through the whistleblowers. Well, the judiciary, the Belgian judiciary, tried to cover this up and tried to sweep the complaint by the lawyers of VITAE AG under the carpet. Of course, the lawyers of VITAE AG will not let this happen. But you see, this is part of all these strange things that are going on here. So there is a police officer, and then a prosecutor, and then an investigating judge. And of course, they all thought to make a big shot. Because when there is a scam of this kind, usually when it happens in Europe, in Belgium, well, it comes from Dubai, it's organized from Kazakhstan, it's maybe organized from Albany, maybe it's organized by Nigeria or whatever it is. But now, big surprise, they discovered the criminal organization in their backyard, in Antwerp. So they thought, my God, this is a real big shot. So, unless proven otherwise, they know after all those months of so-called investigation, they realize that it is an empty box. And that is exactly what we already said from the start. But the problem is that with all this heavy means for investigation, huge costs have been made. And reputations from the prosecutor, from the investigating judge, from other people are at risk. These people don't want to pay to lose face. And that's why, well, they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do with it. But that's what we think, because we don't know it officially. But we know one thing for sure. Till today, there is not one single evidence that VITAE was a criminal organization, a Ponzi, or whatever they call it. So they hoped that this whole case will maybe disappear. But to their surprise, 20,000 members suddenly stood up, and with WEAREVITAE.org and the lawyer Hans van der Waal, they say, hey, we are not victims from VITAE AG. We are victims from the Belgian state or from the authorities who took that decision. So of course, this is a big embarrassment, those 20,000. Justice doesn't know how to handle this, how to get out of the mess they created themselves, because they know that huge claims will follow for compensation, claims from VITAE AG, the company, but also from those 20,000 members. And compensation there will be anyway, whatever will be the result. Because if it appears that VITAE indeed was a big fraud, which maybe is possible, I don't know. If it was a big fraud, then the question is, why didn't they close the platform earlier? They could have closed the platform at the beginning of 2020 and instead of June 21. Me, myself, I became a member in March 2020. Why? They were already investigating for more than 6 months, a huge so-called criminal organization. So, in fact, if this is what happened, and it is a criminal organization, we must conclude, or our lawyer conclude, that the investigating judge and the prosecutor were in fact complicit, because they still allowed 10,000s of people to become member of VITAE. And thus, they have to pay for that. And as we think, till today, because we have no other proof, that there was no fraud at all, then of course, they are even more responsible, and they will have to compensate for the damage that we all suffered. So we can think about all kinds of conspiracy theories. Some people say it's Mark Zuckerberg who is behind, it's Facebook. No, we don't know. These are simply blah, blah, blah. There is no evidence, there's no proof. What I think and what we think at WEAREVITAE.org is that all this is appallingly banal. It's simply human stupidity what happened here. A police officer, a prosecutor, and an investigating judge, they thought they had hit the blow of their life and would make a huge career jump. That's what happened probably. But now they realize that, hey, they have been terribly mistaken. They try to save their skin at the cost of 220,000 innocent victims. And there they will have to pay the price for. And they know it. They really know it. maybe there is someone here from the Department of Justice in this Zoom as well, but we have nothing to hide. We can say it openly, and we say it openly, as long as they don't come with evidence and proofs. So to summarize, the Belgian justice made a huge mistake. Our lawyers, the lawyers from VITAE AG, will win this case, because I cannot believe that Belgium is a banana republic. There is still the rule of law in that country. Mistakes can be made, but there is the rule of law. So VITAE AG will win this case. And our lawyer, Hans van der Waal, will also win this case. It can take some time, unfortunately, but we will win, that's for sure. We will win if our lawyer, I'm talking about the 20,000 now, if our lawyer can continue his proceedings, because we all know that legal proceedings are time-consuming, but they also cost a lot of money. There are the fees from the lawyers, and yes, the law firm from Hans van der Waal, Eligis, has already warned WEAREVITAE.org that we have a huge debt. Yes, a lot of people from the 20,000 who subscribed for this class action have paid, and we thank each other for this, because this is a case of solidarity. We are all together, because indeed, by having a class action, the price which would normally be running in the thousands of euros for each individual, can now be reduced, and we reduced it thinking that with 10 euro we can cover everything. Because indeed, if 20,000 people each pay 10 euro, we have 200,000 euros, and we can continue, or lawyer can continue for a long time the proceedings, for the time that is needed. Of course, here is a very important point. Each of you would like to know, okay, I have paid my contribution, but where is that money gone? What happened with that money? Well, I can say to you, it is not in the pocket from WEAREVITAE.org. 6 people, we are all voluntary working on this, making translations. We don't have money to pay certified translators for that. We do it voluntarily. But you are absolutely entitled to know where was the money that we have already paid. The problem here is that the lawyer cannot put his invoices on the website. That's impossible. Lawyers don't do that. But we have convinced the lawyer that he should explain in an email what has already been paid, how huge is the remaining debt, and what does he think we will need for the future. So there is an email that is ready, written by Hans van der Waal, and we want to send that email in the coming days to each of you on your private email address that we have when you subscribed. Of course, this is also a complicated thing to do. Lars, who is our technical guy, who organizes everything, is trying to find out how to do it. We have done it once, 20,000 emails that you received for your subscription. But it's complicated and it's very costly. So we are still looking for possibilities to make it less costly. But you will get that email, if not next week, then certainly in the coming weeks, because you are absolutely entitled to have that information. But yes, we must be very clear. If you have subscribed, if you are one of the 20,000 who has subscribed to this class action, you know that this costs money. So yes, please, if you have paid, we thank you. If you have not paid already, or you know people in your teams or in your downlines who haven't paid yet, who are waiting, please ask them to pay. You know that a lawyer doesn't work for nothing. And that's the case in India, and that's the case in Bangladesh, and that's the case in South Africa, and that's the case in the United States, and it's also the case in Belgium. No lawyer works for nothing. And lawyers are very costly, especially in Europe. So we are all in the same boat, and it is not ethically and or morally acceptable that some people are piggybacking or thinking that this is a free lunch while others have paid their contribution. That's really not fair. And maybe it's a big amount for some people, but if you consider the whole case and that you can get your tokens back and compensated for the losses during all those months, I think that 10 euros is really not a big deal. Or it's fair, it's correct, it's no exaggeration. So it would be really pity if our lawyer will say within a month or within 2 months, hey guys, sorry, I'm really motivated to fight for you, but my partners at Elegis asked me to stop. Well, then it stops here. That's the reality. Then it will stop. And it's really a pity because we will win this case. It takes time, and our lawyers will do everything to reduce that time. But yes, it takes time. Court cases always take time. So our lawyers will do anything they know. They have a strategy. They have a very strong strategy. They are amongst the best lawyers in Belgium. They have a reputation. But of course, our lawyer cannot put his strategy on the website. Because if he says, and now we will do this, and next step will be that, and then we will do that, of course, the prosecutor and the investigating judge will say, oh, that's interesting. Then we will do this. Because it's a chess player, they are chess playing. So, oh, they will do this, well, we will do that. So it's impossible. They cannot give away their strategy in public. That's obvious. You should understand that. So, to conclude, that's what's happening. I know it's really a crazy thing, but that's how it is. So please read our website, because there you will find all the correct information. Of course, we cannot update the website every 2 weeks. If there is nothing happening, we cannot invent, because it's only facts that you will find. Facts approved by the lawyer. So now you can find on the homepage the statement by Hans van der Waal concerning the ruling on the 9th of February by the Court of Appeal. You will find in the section lawsuits part for the reopening the ruling by the court, which is really ridiculous. On one page, they come with arguments that are really unbelievable, because they don't answer our questions, and thus read also or reply to that ruling that you will find in the section lawsuits. Also in the section lawsuits, but for compensation, that's what's happening in Brussels, on the court in Brussels. There you will find what's going on there. Our lawyer has written what's going on in Brussels for the moment. Because there are two cases, there are two proceedings, the one in Antwerp, the one in Brussels. And then if you have a lot of time, you can read also in the section news, on the 16th of July, you will find 22 points explaining in detail what's really going on here. In 22 points, we called it VITAE Gate, like Watergate and so on. So that's what I had to say. Maybe I raised a few other points. We hear that a lot of members, because we have 220,000, still don't know about the existence of the website. Apparently, some leaders prefer to do copy-pastes and send it in their group, instead of referring the members to the website. And that's really pity, because there people find all trustworthy information. Because yes, there are also the most absurd or crazy stories going on out there. Like, for instance, some people are saying, the money that you pay for this contribution, for this lawsuit, is going in the pockets from Mendy and Scrap. Can you imagine this kind of crazy things? Because that should mean that the law firm Eligis, or if that would be the truth, and our lawyer are complicit in organizing a new scam. It's really ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And then, yes, you know that the ruling should have been on the 2nd of February. Finally, they had the legal period, the legal term, till the 9th of February. We posted on the 9th of February on the website that once again, they are not respecting their deadlines, but they have the possibility to make public their ruling till midnight. So on the 9th of February, after we had posted that they don't respect once again, they finally give their ruling. And yes, we could not put that ruling the day after, on the 10th of February, already on the website. You should understand that we are 6 people. We are doing this all voluntarily, in between all our busy things that we have to do for ourselves. We have to translate, we have to get the official documents first, which take already some time. We have to make the translations. We have to get approval for what we put on the website by the lawyer. So yes, this took us an extra week. And that's absolutely normal. And I will end before we go to the questions. To maybe you know already, you have already heard about it, but Facebook has announced that very soon they will charge the members from Facebook and Instagram a monthly fee. It's exactly what VITAE did, as you know. And the prosecutor, one of his big arguments was, yeah, but why does VITAE charge the people membership while at Facebook everything is for free? Well, sorry, Mr. Prosecutor, Facebook is following the example of VITAE. But VITAE had no advertisement at all. For VITAE, the members are no products. VITAE doesn't sell the data, the private data, to advertisers or data brokers, which Meta, Facebook and Instagram, and of course Twitter will continue to do. So, are there questions? Please raise their hand. There is already a first hand. It's Ahmed Hussein. Yes, can you unmute yourself, or maybe Lars, can you unmute?
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Yeah, hi, how are you?
I'm okay. And how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for arranging this meeting.
Okay.
I have a question that
Yes.
where are Mendy and all other guys are now, and why they are not coming forward to give any official statement?
Well, that is why you should read the website. When you go to the website, you find a special section called VITAE AG. And in that section is explained that they are not allowed, as I have been saying, as long as the investigation is going on, the secret of investigation must be respected. If they gave a public statement, they can be punished for that by the judge.
Okay.
But not only this, it's also dangerous because, you know, when people like we say things in public and the investigating judge and the prosecutor are listening. You can be sure about that. And if they would say something about their strategy or whatever it is, their lawyer don't want that. And that's perfectly normal. It's perfectly normal. But please go to VITAE AG section on the website and read what is written there.
Okay, thank you.
As soon as they can, Mendy would like to give a Zoom tomorrow, even now, if it was possible. Of course, he wants to talk to the people and explain what is going on, but he cannot. He cannot, but he will do it as soon as it is possible. He will be the first to run to his desk to give a Zoom. Of course, he will do that.
Okay,
we have to be patient. Thank you.
Thank you.
Other questions?
Hello, sir.
Other questions?
Good evening. Good evening.
Yes. Okay,
See,
Ishak Ali.
Yes.
No,
So far,
no.
can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly.
So far, we passed 3 years. What is
Yes.
our next strategy if the Belgium government is not giving us justice? Will we have any plan to go to the upper court and try it by the fastest time? Because 3 years is too much time. We all struggle because all people are just asking us, you are with such a company, this all cheating. How we can get a solution at the fastest? Now 3 years is gone. Now what is our next strategy? Belgian government is denying us continuously. Then is there any chance to have it into the upper court and get the justice as early as possible? Or how many months we should have to wait for long?
Shiju, this is a very, very, very important and a very good question. And I really hope that there is an undercover agent from the Department of Justice here in this Zoom too, because it's scandalous. There is no words for what is happening here. Yes, people are suffering, and we know it. But unfortunately, as I said, the lawyers cannot make public their strategy. It's impossible, because if they do that, it will even take longer, because then the judge will know, oh, they plan to do this, then we will do that. So you must understand that is not possible. But you may be assured, as I said, Belgium is not a banana republic. In Belgium, there is still the rule of law. You can have, like maybe in our case, a prosecutor and an investigating judge who have been running in something, and then they find out that they made a mistake, and then they panic, and they don't know how to get out of this mess that they created. And yeah, they don't know how to do, and they drag on and they drag on and they find another maneuver. But our lawyers are amongst the best in Belgium. They will not let this happen. And as you say, if necessary, they will go to higher courts. But to go to higher courts, and I come back to what I've been saying here, we need to pay the lawyer. If we don't pay the lawyer cannot go further. The lawyer can say tomorrow, we stop because you didn't pay your debt. That the lawyer can say tomorrow. Although he's really motivated, he wants to continue. But if his law firm say, no, you cannot work for free, well, that's all it is. And we ask a very small contribution, a very small contribution. Maybe 10 euros is a lot of money for some people in India and Bangladesh. I can understand that. But we are 220,000. And for this lawsuit, we are 20,000. If each of these people pay 10 euros, we have 200,000 euros. We can continue even to the court, to the European court if it's necessary, or to human rights courts, wherever it is. We will go for it. And there are people who pay 10 euros. There are people who pay 20 euros. There are even people who paid 100 euros, and some people paid 500 euros. Not everybody can do that, but at least if everyone pays 10 euros, we can continue. If that is not the case, if they prefer to do piggybacking and complaining, and well, then unfortunately it will stop here. Only the people who have paid will be entitled to claim for a compensation. And that's only fair. That's only fair. Okay? Someone else? Other question? Hello? Hello? Hello?
There is BK who asked, he can put his mic on.
Hello? Unmute yourself, please. BK? Yeah? Hello?
He doesn't put his mic on.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you very much, Chair, for giving the speaking. Chair, when will be the open the website and our VITAE account? And now, what we have to do the next?
Well, when it will be open, nobody knows. Only God knows. The possibility is that finally the investigating judge and the prosecutor will come to their senses and accept the reality and say, yeah, we made a huge mistake. Sorry for that. And we reopen the platform.
Yeah.
If that happens, well, that's their decision. If they do that tomorrow, if they do that in a week, if they do that in a month, if they do that in 6 months, if they do that in 6 years, we don't know. And what is the next step for us? Well, the next step for us is to pay 10 euros so that our lawyer, that we can first pay the debts and that he can continue. And push the prosecutor and investigating judge so that it will not take another 6 years, not even another 6 months, but that they can push them, oblige them to take a decision so that things can move on. Because too many people are suffering already for more than, well, almost 2 years since the platform is closed. this may not continue. Or it is very simple. If it is a fraud, then they should give the evidence. And then Mendy and Schrager should go in jail. I have no problem with that. But I don't believe that they did that. It's not the kind of people who do that. They are not scammers. They were very honest people. So then, they have to reopen the platform. And if there is damage, anyway, there is damage. Because already almost 2 years, our tokens are, the value of the tokens is nothing. We lost a lot of money and we lost a lot of opportunities. So they have already to pay for that. And they have to give back the tokens, of course.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Someone else? Other question? Hello.
No question.
Oppo F17. Unmute yourself, please.
Yes,
Yeah.
a very good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
We are from India.
Yeah.
May I know how much time it will take to reopen the platform and all? Because under me, there are so many hundreds of people are waiting for it.
Yeah, we know. We are all waiting. We would like it to open in a few hours, if possible. But as I said, we cannot decide. The only one who can decide is the investigating judge and the prosecutor. There is also a misunderstanding here. It is not the Belgian government. The Belgian government, even the Minister of Justice, cannot decide. The judiciary in a democracy is independent from the government. So it's only the judiciary who can decide. That's very important to understand that. And as I said, why don't they move? Because they are in panic. They know that they will have to pay millions of euros. They know that. They know that their career is at risk. Everybody will say, but what did you do? Have you been that stupid? That's the big problem. That's the big problem. That's probably the only problem, because they had already all the time of the world. Simply, when you take the source code, they have to analyze the source code. Every transaction is in the source code. So it's very simple. Follow the money. If Mendy and Schrage, if the founders have taken money out of the system, it's written there. You find it immediately. Did the money go? Did the tokens of Saul or of Vinod or from Lars or from Siju, did the tokens on the platform, did they go to Panama? Did they bought a yacht with it? Did they bought a palace somewhere with that? Did they bought a big car with that? It's very easy to find out. Why does it take 3 years? It's very easy to find out. And that's why we say, because they don't show us that they want to sweep it under the carpet. And only the lawyers can force them to accelerate and to come with a decision, a positive decision, or they refer the founders to a criminal court, and then our lawyers will defend them publicly in the criminal court, and the whole case will be made public for the whole world, or there is nothing, and then they have to open the platform immediately, and our lawyers will ask for compensation. But yes, unfortunately, this takes time. I'm sure in India, a court decision takes time too. In every country, it takes time. That's the reality, unfortunately. Is that an answer for your question?
he's gone.
Okay, are there other questions?
No. So thank you, Eric, and thank you, everyone.
Oppo F17, is that
Yeah.
the same?
Yeah, but he...
Oppo 17,
John,
can you unmute yourself? And John Akliga Kosh? Maybe John? Oh no, Oppo? Which of you? The first one who unmute can ask his question.
John,
Please. Please go ahead with your question. Yes, John?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much for the hard work that you are doing for VITAE to come back. My question is, how can we make the money available to you? How are we going to pay? How? I mean, Ghana, Africa, Ghana.
In Ghana?
Yes, please.
Well, it's simple. I think that Abdullah knows it, but you can find all the details on the website.
Eric, you need earrings.
If you go to the WEAREVITAE.org website, you find the homepage, and you can also go to the section contributions. There you find it's even possible to pay with crypto. So it's very easy. You can find how to pay. It's all written on the website.
Thank you very much. I'll contact my upline, Abdullah. I'll contact him so that we get the people to know how to help, so that VITAE can come back.
Everything is on the website, always on the website.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Oppo F17. Maybe that's the undercover agent, yeah. No, Oppo?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
one more thing, because it is not unmuting itself, some host is locking it seems, I think. And one more doubt, unfortunately the platform will not be open, means we'll get our money refunded bit back, or it will be some issue created now?
I didn't understand well, but did you ask if the platform will open, or only compensation, or what was the exact question?
Yes, if the platform is, unfortunately it is blocked by the court, by the judgment, unfortunately, if it is not done, it's well and good. If it is unfortunately open, we'll get back our compensation back.
If the platform reopens, what we all hope, of course, and what we all want, but even if it doesn't reopen, the compensation should be paid anyway for the damage that we suffered. The damage is there. Nobody can deny it. The damage is there because we are victims. Maybe we are victims of a fraud by VITAE AG, which we don't believe, but suppose that it would be the case.
Yes.
We are, in the first place, victims of the closing of the platform by the investigating judge, because there were alternatives. They didn't have to close the platform. They could have warned all the members first, and they could have said, please, we are in an investigation about this organization. We think that this is a criminal organization. So please, we ask you to take your money out of the system. And they give us a month or so to do that, something like that. I mean, there were all kinds of possibilities. They didn't have to close by surprise. And we were there like victims from the closing by the Belgian judiciary. Yes. That's a fact, okay? That's very clear. That's a fact.
We hope for the best, sir. whatever it may be.
We all hope, and we are not only hoping, we are fighting. We are
Yes.
fighting very hard. And when you meet people, because there are still people out there who doesn't read the website, saying, yeah, but VITAE is a scam. So then you ask them, do you have the proofs? Of course they don't have the proofs. And then they will say to you, yeah, but the Belgian justice is investigating. Then you can tell them, yes, indeed, the Belgian investigators, and they even used the biggest means that you can imagine. But still, after 3 years of investigation, there is nothing there. So why don't they come? They can give a press conference tomorrow and say, we have investigated this during 3 years. And this is what we found. So many millions went to Panama, and so many millions went to Switzerland. And they have bought 3 luxury cars with that. And they have, so if there are proofs, there are proofs. Then we will see the proof. But even if that should happen, which we don't believe, of course, but suppose that this would be the case, the Belgian judiciary is still responsible for having closed the platform and taken all property away. And already more than, well, almost 2 years, we could enjoy our property, our tokens who were on the platform. They have frozen, they have blocked our property. And that is not acceptable because we didn't do the Ponzi. We are not members of the criminal organization.
Yes.
If what these say is what happened, which is not the case till now, but suppose that this should have happened, then we are victims from VITAE and we are
Yes.
victims from the Belgian justice.
Yes,
We are
absolutely.
2 times victims. 2 times victims.
Yes. Yes. Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay. If no other questions, we will close. Karin?
We have one more
Yes, of
question.
course. I thank you, and we must thank you very much also, Eric, for the clear explanation, for the repeating also, and giving time to answer to the questions that were still without an answer, because sometimes it's very difficult to understand how a lawsuit is working and that it takes a lot of time, but really, we are also grateful that you were there so numerous and that you are still there to give us the support and to go on. So please take also reaction, make also, if possible, the minimum contribution, and then we can go on. We can show our lawyer, we all have faith in his way of working and that he can go on to also save our platform, our social media platform of VITAE, that we can use for free in the future. And this is one of the greatest things that we could do, that is sharing everything on our platform of VITAE. So thank you very much. Thank you all. And we'll see each other very soon again.
Shall we, maybe, I don't know if Ahmed Hussein has still a question, the last one. Ahmed, you have still one question or not?
Yeah, hello. Thank you.
Yes, Ahmed, yes. That's the last question.
Yeah, not exactly question. I have a proposal. I have just proposal and suggestion that can we do some meetings in a regular interval in a month or something like this together, so people will be that means less panic and people will get the information and people can talk. So can we arrange meetings like this in a regular interval of time?
Ahmed, we were thinking about that, but you must understand that we are voluntary people. We do this We have other, we are our families, we have our own businesses because we have to earn a living too.
Survival, definitely.
And there is no
Once in a month.
there
So
is no news every week, but maybe we can think about to do something like that every 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, maybe.
And just have a meeting like we have today.
Yeah. So if we can sit together in every month, at least once in a month, so people will be less.
Once in a month will be difficult. Ahmed, you must understand that if we do once in a month with India, once in a month with Vietnam, once in a month with Germany, once in a month with Belgium, once in a month with Netherlands, it should mean that we have to do this full time. I cannot work already. We are concentrating a lot of our time and attention to the case.
Can we listen? Can we arrange the meeting whole together from anywhere in the world?
Maybe every 2 months, maybe every 3 months. We will think about it. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much for your suggestion. And it's a proof that you are committed with the case. We are all in the same boat. We are one big family all together. Okay. Thank you very much for your attention. Bye-bye.
Well, goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye to everyone.
Bye.